Has everything that's going on in the world got you down? I know it has me definitely down. This past week has been a bit of a struggle with all of the turmoil in the world, economy, my family, my life, my work, everything. It has been hard to shake off those feelings of overwhelm, a sense of uncertainty. It's not really stress. It is a bit of a depressed feeling. And are you feeling like that? So, what can we do about it? I want to talk to you about 6 things that happen when you begin to journal. I've been journaling since I was, believe it or not, I think 10 or 12 years old. I'm picking up one of my journals. And I have to say, I can't go anywhere without my journal. I can't travel without my journal. I don't really leave and go anywhere without my journal because the powerful tool that it is, and I want to share with you 6 key elements that research has shown to demonstrate how powerful journaling can be. I am a health psychologist. I have done 30 years of research, and I really want to share with you today the things that are all about journaling. And I would love it if you would subscribe and join me here each week where we can motivate one another to be the very best version of ourselves into our 80s and 90s. Because truthfully, health is wealth, and our wellness needs to come before everything. And even in all these struggles that we're going through, we need to figure out ways to manage how we feel so that we can still get up each day and feel happy and excited about our lives. So let's talk about it. So, journaling, what is it? Sometimes I think people they think journaling is a little silly or that it's just some kind of a, I don't know, a creative practice that doesn't have any reality to it. But really, research, there is so much about how powerful journaling is, and that the science has really discovered how journaling really helps us, both our body and our minds, in so many ways. So let's talk about it. Journaling helps us with emotional processing. That act of writing things down and sharing our emotion with ourself really activates a part of our prefrontal cortex, which this is the area of the amygdala, which it's really about the stress center. And when we're able to show that by writing this, it reduces our cortisol levels, it helps our immune function. So, by journaling maybe once or twice a day, you're really helping yourselves when it comes to your cortisol production and your mental well being. Then, when we talk about mental well being, we're talking about the mental health benefits. So, we've got emotional processing. Because sometimes when I'm writing in my journal, I feel like, what am I feeling? Because so often I feel like I'm not feeling anything. I'm feeling numb or overwhelmed. I don't know, like I need to take more breath than usual, or just don't feel like doing anything. A lot of apathy. But when I start to journal, it helps me really figure out, like, what am I feeling? The mental health benefit from journaling is that it shows that you can reduce the symptoms of feeling down, feeling depressed, feeling your PTSD. It helps you describe the distressing events. It helps your brain close the loop around what it is you're feeling. It helps your raw emotions get a little more of a narration around them so it feels manageable, less threatening. I know sometimes when I'm feeling overwhelmed at work or I'm feeling overwhelmed by what's happening in our world or in our country, I have to take pen to paper. And eventually it becomes a very big spiritual practice. I typically do some of my spiritual writing and surrendering things to the higher good or the higher power or whatever you are in belief of. And so I know that for me, journaling every single day gives me an anchor for my life. And I think if you have never journaled, you might think about some of the things that you might discover for yourself if you pick up a journal. The other issue is your cognitive clarity. I think writing forces me to slow down. It helps me organize how I'm thinking about things. It helps me kind of structure and identify my thinking patterns where I'm really maybe distorting things. Maybe things are not as bad as they seem. Maybe if I get a little clear and some objectivity, I can figure it out to be less disturbing. And so the cognitive clarity that research has shown that you can get by journaling is really very helpful. The other issue is it can help your physical health. People who were able to journal about traumatic events, they had fewer doctor visits. They had a stronger immune response. How about that? They lowered their blood pressure. So, the mind body connection is really strong. Seriously, journaling is a powerful practice. So, if you've never picked up a journal, maybe it's time to think about it. Treat yourself, buy some pretty book, or especially I think guys think that journaling is silly, but I think I follow Tim Ferriss and he has pictures of his journals, I think, on his website. You should just Google it. He has a very interesting process for his journaling. It's a little more constructive, but it doesn't matter. However you want to journal is wonderful. The other issue is that the fifth thing that benefits you when you're journaling is your memory and learning. When you write something down, you learn it more deeply. It's a processing situation. And their studies have shown that when you write things down after you have learned them, you have a significantly more powerful way to recall that information. So writing things down in the journal, maybe you just want to recall what you ate last week. Or sometimes you want to remember what was the temperature yesterday or the weather, or did I visit someone? If you know something, I looked back last year at some of the journals just so I could understand what was my year like. Some of it was pretty disturbing because I had a rough year. Seriously, it does help you remember things if you write them down. And then if you're wanting to learn more things, you write them down. It helps with you. The final thing that I really want to propose that you think about is you're someone who's wanting to achieve goals, or there's something that you want to place a very strong mantra around. Psychologists have shown that 42% of people who write down their goals and keep them visually present are more successful in achieving their goals because it activates a part of our brain that is about imagination, and it connects it to that logical side that's more about concrete, getting things done and taking action. So when you write down your goals, you're helping your brain connect the dots. And sometimes by doing that, you suddenly see opportunity where you didn't get a chance to see it before. So why does journaling work? The core is that the theory is called affect labeling. That means you're able to reduce the intensity of your emotions by writing them down. It gives you psychological distance. It gives you perspective. It helps you notice when you're feeling overwhelmed. It has this powerful shift to maybe move you from being someone who is feeling overwhelmed and stuck and not sure where you are or how you feel. And then by the time you've written just a couple of pages, guess what? You feel a little bit better. Maybe not as better as you like, but you do feel better. So why don't you think about it? Why don't you pick up a journal, blank, or there's others that are called the gratitude journals, the passion journals. I mean, there are all kinds of journals out there, all colors, all sizes, all beautiful processes that you can engage in. I have two journals. I have this one and another one. And then I bought some blank ones today because I see that my pages are getting small in one of my journals. Pick up a journal. Pick up a pen that you really enjoy writing with. Set aside 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It just needs to be a half a page sometimes, even a page. It just should be something that you want to just do so you can help yourself in those key things about our mind-body connection, where we can influence our health, our mental well-being, our physical well-being, and our thinking well-being. All of those things come together when we're journaling. And it's not just a theory, it's proven with some very solid research. So, this is MC. Please think about subscribing. I would love to see you here each week where we can share and motivate one another to be the very best version of who we are. So, please think about subscribing, push the like button, and share. And I'll see you next week. And remember, we have this one precious life. Let's live it to the fullest. Bye bye. So, thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.